Hello and welcome to Model Ads. Courtesy of Gareth over at Battlefront, we're going to be opening World War II week by taking a look at Battlefront's T-35 heavy tank platoon, which is priced at £22 or $40 US. The T-35 company box set consists of two identical resin hulls and metal parts for the crew, hatches, main guns, MGs, an optional anti-aircraft gun and mounts for the handrail radio antenna on the turret. If there was ever a tank in need of turret magnets, it's a T-35, and despite being tooled to accommodate them, none are provided. Unfortunately, there is also no decals despite being shown on the cover of the box. The riveted resin hull, tracks and turrets are all cleanly cast and well detailed, with no obvious omissions or errors. Being single piece cast resin, there's no irritating mod lines or flash on the tracks. Regrettably, there is some minor damage to the upper decking of my right hand track. The white metal parts have some flush on the finer parts, but that's easily removed, and there's widespread mould lines across the rear of the metal turrets and along the 45mm gun barrels. It's good to see Battlefront utilising QR codes to link to online content, but as of the 14th of October, the assembly guide is not actually available. Fortunately, the limited number of pieces and reference to the various photographs through the link makes the build sequence relatively straightforward, unless you want to build the handrail radio antenna on the turret. By 1937, an anti-aircraft DT machine gun was set in a P40 mount on the foundation of the gunner's hatch on the main turret, and whilst the 7.62mm machine gun is provided, the dedicated mount is not. This is frustrating as the P40 mount is present in the T-26 kit. Again, it's a shame that there's no new Soviet tankers sculpted for the new Soviet releases, but you are given a choice of 3 well-established sculpts. You will be pleased to learn that the mounts for the turret radio ring are provided. You'll just have to model the upper rail yourself with a piece of copper wire. The basic cleanup and build took me around 20 minutes, and I'd recommend that you use a thick superglue to ensure an effective bond. As your faithful reviewer, I felt obliged to have a go at modelling the radio antenna. If you're ham-fisted like me, then treble the build time, add a dollop of patience to your superglue, and invest in some cyanoacrylate activator. As you can see, I made a bit of a bodge of it, but I'm sure it won't look half as bad once I've painted it up. I just need to file some of the excess superglue off and straighten the wire. Measuring an impressive 10 cm in length, 3.3 cm in width and 3.5 cm high, Battlefront's T-35 is pretty much spot on for scale and dwarfs its contemporaries. Given its limited combat role and unreliable transmission, the T-35 may seem to be an expensive luxury for many historically minded wargamers. That said, it's hard not to be impressed by the presence of the T-35 on the table, and its participation in the defence of Kharkov and Moscow would make it a great centrepiece for smaller battles. The absence of a dedicated turret mount for the DT 7.62mm machine gun, the rare earth magnets, and decals is frustrating when they're readily available, and their inclusion would make an otherwise good kit great.